Share this article. The touring cast of School of Rock at the Civic Theater. Photo by Matthew Murphy. The references appeal to the boomers: Stevie Nicks, Black Sabbath, Mama Cass, AC/DC. The kids appeal to the kids, recommended for age 6 and up. And the music appeals to everyone. School of Rock is a rock and Roof-Rattlin crowd pleaser. The spontaneous, enthusiastic standing ovation on opening night was well-deserved. The musical is based on the hit 2003 film of the same name, which was loaded with songs, but mostly covers of famous rockers. The title tune was written by Sammy James and screenwriter Mike White. The same year the film was released, Andrew Lloyd Webber purchased the rights, and composed 14 new songs for a stage musical, with lyrics by Glenn Slater. The Best of the Bunch, Stick It to the Man, is reprised several times. Lloyd Webber brought in Downton Abbey creator Julian Fellowes to write the book, which hews closely to the original story, whose wacky lead character was originally played by Wildman Jack Black. But Fellowes fleshes out some characters and backstories. At the center is bloaty, disheveled, jalopy slob Dewey Finn, kinetic megawatt Rob Coletti, a wildman in his own right, a failed singer, songwriter, guitarist who has become unemployed at the same time he's kicked out of his band, No Vacancy, which has a super hot frontman played by Hernando Umana, who rocks I'm Too Hot for You. Dewey is also about to be kicked out of the apartment of his best friend, Ned, Matt Bitter, who makes a great transition from nerd to tricked-out metal rocker. Ned's girlfriend, Patty, attractive Emily Borromeo, is aggressively hostile to Dewey, who's been crashing there, and trashing the place for too long. Of course, he hasn't paid any rent, and Patty has had it with him. When a call comes in for Ned from a prestigious local prep school, asking him to come in for an open-ended, substitute teaching gig, the ever-resourceful, and broke, Dewey poses as Ned and takes the job, though he has absolutely no teaching experience. What he finds at Prissy Horace Green are precocious, high-achieving, generally geeky outsider-ish students. But when Dewey sees the unbridled talent of these fourth-grade kids play classical music, which is fantastic, he decides to turn them all into a rock band, called School of Rock. That will allow him and his little chargers to compete against his former bandmates in the upcoming Battle of the Bands. The man always has an ulterior motive. We get some background info on the primary musicians in Dewey's young band, all musically mega-talented, with 6th grader Vincent Molden, who plays lead guitarist Zach, as a standout. This is his first theatrical experience. All the unsympathetic parents overstress and overschedule their offspring, without paying much attention to them or their needs and real interests. If only you would listen. Dewey has a few contretemps and a couple of more affirmative interactions with the uptight, stodgy principal, Dexy Dorset Sharp, who can belt and do some color to her vocal acrobatics. Despite many obstacles, and no actual academic instruction during this period of weeks, the kids learn to rock the band instruments, transitioning to bass guitar from cello, for instance, and they become a cohesive and mutually supportive group, feeling cool for once, and good about themselves. The bossy, goody two-shoes girl, Summer, big-voiced Iara Nemirovsky, who's quite good at copying an attitude, becomes the band's manager. The shy girl, Tamika Greerberg, comes out of her shell. And all the kids turn their extreme helicopter parents around a bit, enabling them to see a different and much happier side of their stressed-out kids. The production values are high on this touring production. The 6-piece pit band is great, the set and lighting are superb. As is so often the case in the Civic Theater, it was difficult to discern the often clever lyrics, especially when produced by high-pitched young voices. There are a few messages here, especially for kids and their parents to lighten up. But mostly, School of Rock is a high-energy, high-spirited heck you've a good time. Family fare for all. School of Rock, brought to us by Broadway San Diego, runs through June 17 at the Civic Theater, 3rd and B Streets in downtown San Diego. Performances are Wednesday at 7 p.m., Thursday to Saturday at 7:30 p.m., and Sunday at 6 p.m., with matinees Saturday at 2 p.m. and Sunday at 1 p.m. Running time, 2 hours. 15 minutes. Tickets, $22 to $125, are at 888-937-8995 or BroadwaySD.com. Pat Launer, a member of the American Theater Critics Association, is a longtime San Diego arts writer and an Emmy Award-winning theater critic. An archive of her previews and reviews can be found at patlauner.com. Take a Roof-Rattlin lesson from School of Rock at the Civic Theater was last modified June 14, 2018 by editor greater than. Subscribe to Times of San Diego's free daily email newsletter. Click here to follow us.